Every night my husband would get up from my bed and enter my mother's room, and from inside, I would hear strange sounds of my mother, as happens between husband and wife. One night I entered their room. By mistake, they had forgotten to lock the door. When I got inside, I saw my husband and my mother talking to each other. My name is Cars. I was the only child of my parents. Sometime after my marriage, my father left my mother alone and left this world forever. The place where I got married was quite small, but the family was large. One day, I thought that my mother was living alone after my father's death, so why don't we shift there? I talked to my husband about it and he agreed because there was very little space in our house. So we moved to my mother's house and took all our belongings with us. My mother was still young and widowed. My mother missed my father very much. Well, we started living there. A few days ago, I didn't take any notes. But one day I felt something strange. When my mother and my husband were sitting very close to each other, talking and laughing, I felt something strange, but I ignored it. One day my husband said that your mother and I are going out. You will go. Mom said she is tired. Let her rest. We both go together. Then these people left and I was left alone in the house. I did not have any children because we had only been married for a few months. I started feeling very worried seeing my husband and my mother so close like this. I tried to ignore this, but this thought would not go away from my heart. This thought kept coming to my mind. Well, I spent my time. My husband did not get up and sit with me very much. That is, all his attention was now on my mother. One day I saw these people in the kitchen. They were talking and laughing among themselves. I did not understand what they were talking about. When I reached them, they changed the direction of the conversation and started talking about something else. When I went and asked them, they twisted the conversation. I felt bad again, but I couldn't do anything because on one side was my mother, and on the other side was my husband, so I couldn't say anything based on suspicion. Well, time passed and the relationship between them grew, and my husband's interest in me decreased. Neither did he ask me about the day much, nor did he come closer to me. I didn't like all this. After all, I'm also a human being, a woman. I also have feelings. I wanted my husband to come closer to me. Like husband and wife, we could meet and be close, but there was nothing like that between us. One night I woke up around midnight. I opened my eyes and saw that my husband was not in bed with me. I waited for some time thinking that maybe he had gone to the washroom, but even after a long time he didn't come back. I got up from the bed and went towards my mother's room. When I reached the door of the room, I heard strange voices of my mother and my husband from the room. I was surprised, and in an instant my suspicion was turning into reality. I went back to my bed and fell asleep worriedly. After a long time, my husband returned. I did not talk to him. The night passed. I talked to my husband that what is going on between you and your mother? He said nothing. She is alone, so I do not want her to feel any kind of lack. That is why I try to keep her happy, but I knew everything that was going on between them. One day I talked to my mother and asked her, "Mother, where do you people go so late? I know something." My mother got angry with me and said, "Aren't you ashamed of the way you are talking to me? Your husband, my son-in-law, is like my son, and you are doubting me." I felt ashamed. I got up and went to my room. Days passed, and the relationship between my husband and my mother grew, but my nights of sleep went away. Every night my husband would get up from my bed and enter my mother's room, and from inside, I would hear strange sounds of my mother, as happens between husband and wife. One night I entered their room. By mistake, they had forgotten to lock the door. When I got inside, I saw my husband and my mother talking to each other. They were doing everything that happens between husband and wife. I was very worried. My mother was also scared out of shame, but then her courage rose. She quickly got up and said to me, "Please forgive me, son. I was forced to do it after your father left. I was completely alone, and I am also young, so I could not control myself. I spent the night there, and as soon as morning came, I picked up my belongings and left that city forever, and I divorced my husband. Now my mother and my husband got married, and I live in another city far from this city of mine. I rented a house here and looked for a job in a big store, and I got a job there. We 3 people worked in this store, 2 boys and 1 girl. One of them liked me. He talked to me very lovingly and always stayed with me. Sometimes he would even spend nights with me in my rented house. In this way, after a few days, he married me, and we also had a child. At present, I am the mother of 2 children, and we have also built our own house, and we are living a very happy life here. Dear friends, how did you like today's story? Please tell me in the comments. If you liked the video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.